Now, a lot of people will try to tell you that the Detroit Pistons or the Orlando Magic or some other team like that have been the worst team this past decade. And while they have not really been that good of an organization in the 2010s, I still think neither of them even come close, or really neither of them overtop the Sacramento Kings. Actually, first, if you like kind of content, you like your comment, sub, don't make basketball content, do type basketball content, meme content, cartoon, hockey, all the type of stuff you like, that type of diverse kind of be sure to like, share, comment, stuff. Yeah, as the title indicates, or the Kings haven't really made the playoffs in a long time. They not only haven't made the playoffs the past 10 years, they haven't made the playoffs since I believe 2006, which makes them a 15-year playoff drought. And to really put on perspective, I actually looked up the second longest playoff drought for this video, and the second longest playoff drought is the Charlotte Hornets, with only a 5-year playoff drought, which the Kings have, again, a 15-year, which is 3 times as much. And the Hornets are actually on pace to really be a playoff team this next season, whereas I can't really say the same about the Kings. Who knows, maybe if they get healthy, who knows, but yeah, the Kings, I think there's a couple problems to talk about the Kings. The main one is their draft. In my opinion, they didn't really have a good draft. I like the prospect Davion Mitchell. He's a good player, but I just don't think he was what the Kings needed. The Kings were not only one of the worst defenses the worst defense actually in the league. They were the worst defense, I believe, all time. They allowed 117 points per game, which like 6-7 years ago, teams were struggling to even, put up more than 100 points per game, and now, they're letting up 117 points per game. Because of that, like, the biggest need was defense. I think it's mainly on their head coach, Luke Walton. I think they need to fire him. But if the Kings didn't think it was on Luke Walton, they still kind of need some defensive wings. Even if they don't need it, like, they still have, their best players are guards. So at the very least, they didn't need guards. But instead, they ended up drafting another guard. Their 2 best players are guards. And they drafted another guard, 6'1" point guard, of course, Davion Mitchell. They did draft another big man late in the second round. I don't really know who he is, but I don't know if he's going to make that much of a defensive impact. And also with Richaun Holmes on an expiring contract, and Hassan Whiteside also on an expiring contract, I mean, they really only have at this point of time like Damian Jones and that Metu guy, which they also might be on an expiring contract. But yeah, I just think that the Kings should have drafted like somebody like defense oriented, or just, somebody who wasn't a guard. Moses Moody was still on the board, Jalen Johnson, which Jalen Johnson fell long in the draft. I think that the Hawks had the best draft out of everybody. They got Jalen Johnson and Sharif Cooper, 2 of the biggest steals in the draft. There's also guys like Kai Jones and Isaiah Jackson, and some bigs that could have helped out defensively, also providing some offense. It's off topic, but yeah, the Hornets, Hawks, the Thunder didn't do that bad in the draft either. What the Kings should do, they don't have a lot of cap space, I don't think. I think they have like $5 million. They did trade Delon Wright. They also got Tristan Thompson. I forgot to say that. He's a solid center, but I don't know if Tristan Thompson is going to make that much of a difference for their defense. But yeah, what I expect the Kings to do, just get some guards, just get some forwards. That's really what they need to do at this point of time. If they trade, all I'm saying is that the Kings, they need to trade Buddy Hield. They might also want to trade Harrison Barnes. I mean, I would trade Harrison Barnes, but I don't think they can find a trade for Harrison Barnes. But if they can trade Buddy Hield, get some solid wings, I think it'll be good. But I just don't like the draft, the direction they're going in. Plus, they kept their head coach, Luke Walton. So, yeah, I don't know, man. Who knows? Maybe the Kings might be a playoff team next year. I think they're going to be a play-in tournament caliber, but I don't think they're going to finish the season a top 8 team. But yeah, to answer the question of the video, I don't really know when the Kings are going to make the playoffs. In my opinion, it's probably going to be in the next 3 years. But again, it also has to depend on who they get, in, future drafts, and also who they pick up in free agency. But who knows? You know what I'm saying? That's the video. Like and sub. And yeah, I'm out.